Hey everybody, HomeSliceHenry here, and in today's video we're going to be taking a look at a really fun theme team in the Great League, the Triple Goth theme team. These battles were submitted by a member of the community, so many thanks for the battle submission. The Triple Goth theme team features an Obstagoon lead, Charm GOTHITELLE as the save switch, and a Dusk Noir as the closer. This is definitely not a team I'd recommend for climbing rank, but this trainer was able to have some really fun battles with it. So without further ado, let's hop into the matches and check out the Triple Goth theme team in action in the Great League. Hopping to the first match, leading Obstagoon into Shadow Politoed and a simultaneous save switch, Charm GOTHITELLE into Jumpluff. Jumpluff is going to dramatically outpace GOTHITELLE in this matchup. GOTHITELLE will commit the shield because acrobatics would hit quite hard. GOTHITELLE farming up and able to reach the Rock Slide. Rock Slide will do nice damage if it lands, which it does. GOTHITELLE going for the farm down, but they're not able to get there. Jumpluff able to hang on very low HP and connect with an acrobatics, leaving the GOTHITELLE on very low health. Back in comes Shadow Politoed. Shadow Politoed may be looking to try and farm down GOTHITELLE here. Going for the Rock Slide, gets the shield, and an aggressive switch back into Obstagoon, not wanting to let the GOTHITELLE get farmed down. Obstagoon tanks the Weather Ball, but then the opponent brings in Medicham. Obstagoon is fully going to get countered down here. Will be able to reach one Night Slash, but that's not going to be doing a whole lot of damage. But now it is time for Dusk Noir to shine. In it comes, and Medicham is going for the Ice Punch. Dusk Noir is able to tank here, and as you see, they are running Ominous Wind, which will be able to hit the Medicham for super effective damage. Going for the Ominous Wind able to connect, and able to Hex down. Now it is Dusk Noir versus Shadow Politoed, and Shadow Politoed does have some energy. Going to be shielding up the Weather Ball, farming up, and deciding to go for the Ominous Wind. Maybe hoping for a potential boost. Gets the shield and gets the Ominous Wind boost. And that should clinch the game. Dusk Noir getting the clutch boost, able to tank the Weather Ball and reach a final Ominous Wind. This will be taking out the Politoed, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Obstagoon into Sableye, a very nice lead. And even better, this Sableye is staying in, which means that they very well could be weak to Obstagoon somewhere in the back as well. Obstagoon farming up and goes for the Night Slash just before Sableye is able to reach the return. Sableye fires back and Obstagoon is immediately going to shield because if the opponent is weak in the back, preserving health on Obstagoon probably going to be a very good idea. Firing back with another Night Slash, able to get a shield. Obstagoon goes for the third, but the opponent catches onto Medicham. Thankfully, they have a fantastic response to Medicham. In comes Charm GOTHITELLE. These charms absolutely tearing through Medicham. Medicham fires back with the Ice Punch, but that is just not going to do nearly enough damage. GOTHITELLE farms down and leaves with the Rock Slide loaded. They go for the Rock Slide, but unfortunately, Sableye is going to win CMP. Takes down the GOTHITELLE, and at this point, Obstagoon can probably just farm down the Sableye. In comes the Obstagoon. Obstagoon going for the farm down and gets it. What's in back? And it is Registeel. So they were weak to Obstagoon in the back as well. And now with an energy lead and a lot of HP, Obstagoon is in a very, very good spot. Obstagoon going for the cross chop, able to connect, and now going to bring in Dusk Noir, basically just to absorb damage from Registeel. Registeel firing off the Focus Blast. At that point, yep, they knew the game was over. Hopping into the next match, picking up a terrible lead, Obstagoon into Defense Deoxys. Going to need to immediately save switch into GOTHITELLE, and Deoxys is staying in. They are farming up a bunch of energy, they bank a Thunderbolt, and then they bring in Obstagoon. Obstagoon can hit GOTHITELLE for super effective with Night Slash, but they are taking massive charm damage in order to do so. Charms absolutely tearing through Obstagoon, and they're firing off a Night Slash. Night Slash does quite a bit of damage, GOTHITELLE able to hang on, and Obstagoon is forced to throw again. At this point, Dusk Noir with shield advantage should do quite well, because this is looking like the triple counter team, and if it's Vigoroth in the back, then Dusk Noir should do exceedingly well. Spamming the switch button, trying to bring in Dusk Noir, and it is Vigoroth. Things looking absolutely incredible for Dusk Noir to close this game. Dusk Noir going for the Dark Pulse. It lands, opponent sees the writing on the wall, and concedes the match. Picking up the Nightmare lead in the next match, Obstagoon into Scrafty. Scrafty is a massive core breaker for this team, having really dominant matchups against Dusknoir and against Obstagoon. So Obstagoon is honestly stuck in here. It can't really switch out. Able to get a shield with the cross chop, and then basically just going to fully sacrifice the Obstagoon. And now it is GOTHITELLE time. GOTHITELLE taking down the Scrafty in 3 charms, and the opponent brings in a charmer of their own, Clefable. GOTHITELLE is going to be firing off the Rock Slide. This will not KO, but it will do a nice amount of damage. Does get Clefable quite low. GOTHITELLE able to charm down. What is the final Pokemon? And it is Politoed. We saw this play out once before. Dusknoir was able to get the Ominous Wind boost and was able to clutch the victory. Gets the shield with the Dark Pulse and going to commit the shield back. Dusknoir definitely not the tankiest Pokemon ever, but Politoed can take a hit, so this will be a little rough. Going to let this through, hoping that it is just a Weather Ball, and it is, but as you see, that Weather Ball does massive damage. Dusknoir is not going to easily be able to take a second. Able to land the Dark Pulse, now just has to reach the Ominous Wind, but the Politoed throws on alignment and able to get an extra Hex through. One more Hex, able to reach the Ominous Wind, and this should be taking down the Politoed. There is a little bit of lag there, able to take down the Politoed, and that is a good game. Picking up a fantastic lead in the next match, Obstagoon into Gengar. Gengar actually staying in this lead. They go for the catch on Azumarill. Obstagoon holds onto its energy and brings in Gothitelle to answer the Azu. Gothitelle tanks any one move here. Azumarill is just going to go for an Ice Beam, but after landing the first, plus the bubble damage, a second Ice Beam will KO, so Gothitelle is going to need to start committing shields. Gothitelle has quite a bit of energy. They are farming up a ton, and they're going for the Rock Slide. This Azu is getting close to Rock Slide range. Azu does respect the Rock Slide. Gothitelle able to reach the second Rock Slide, and they're able to win CMP. Rock Slide does get the final shield. Azumarill trying to make a play for Switch, but Gothitelle will not let that happen. Committing the final shield, going for the Charm down. Back in comes Gengar, and they go for the Shadow Punch. Shadow Punch will take out Gothitelle, but that means there is nothing stopping this Gengar from being destroyed by Obstagoon. Obstagoon goes for the Night Slash, big damage. They decide to go for another one. I'm pretty sure they could have farmed down there, but probably just looking to be safe. What is the final Pokemon? It is Medicham, and now Dusknoir can very easily clean this game up. Dusknoir going for the Ominous Wind, will hit for super effective damage, not enough to KO, and Medicham will be able to fire back with the Psychic. Psychic does big damage, in comes Azumarill. Azumarill is gonna get farmed down. Dusknoir is going to be able to Ominous Wind Medicham for a second time. Ominous Wind taking down the Medicham, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, picking up a fantastic lead, Obstagoon into Galarian Stunfisk. Opponent immediately save switches into Cresselia, and they're going to respond with Gothitelle. Gothitelle doesn't have the greatest matchup against Cresselia, but at the very least, this way you guarantee that Gothitelle will not be aligned against G-Fisk, because Gothitelle has absolutely no coverage to go up against G-Fisk. Going for the Rock Slide, able to land it, and Cresselia is at a second move, going to let it through. It's the Moonblast, and that does get Gothitelle quite low. Cresselia going for the farm down, so is Gothitelle, and it's a simultaneous KO. Cresselia had a move, got greedy, and they pay the price. They bring in Dusknoir, but the opponent brings in Galarian Stunfisk. It was a 50-50 as to what they would bring in, and unfortunately, they guessed incorrectly. Tanking the Rock Slide, back in comes Obstagoon, but Obstagoon is met with Defense Deoxys, and this is a very bad situation to be in. Obstagoon does get the boost, but honestly, I don't know how much it's going to help them. Going for the Night Slash, this is boosted, able to get a shield, and Deoxys decides to throw. Obstagoon committing the shield, trying to get this final shield if at all possible. Obstagoon is able to reach a last second Night Slash. This should be grabbing the final shield from Defense Deoxys. Gets another boost as well, and has the Ominous Wind loaded. Ominous Wind is going to be enough to take out the Defense Deoxys, but now this is a tall task. That Galarian Stunfisk is very healthy. Honestly, may have needed to go for the Ominous Wind boost into the Dark Pulse, because Dark Pulse by itself is not enough to KO. going to commit the shield, but I just think Dusk Noir is going to get outpaced here, and they are. They're able to reach the Rock Slide. Rock Slide taking out the Dusk Noir, and that is a good game. Hopping to the next match, leading Obstagoon into Trevenant, a fantastic lead. And Trevenant is staying in this lead as well, a telltale sign that something in the back is also going to be weak to Obstagoon. Obstagoon was able to get through the extra counter, and they're firing off the Night Slash. This will not KO, but it will do big damage onto the Trevenant. Obstagoon is going to be able to reach that second Night Slash, and Trevenant has a tough decision to make. They do decide to commit the shield, and they're going to be going for the Seed Bomb. But at this point, Obstagoon, recognizing that they're probably weak in the back, is going to commit the shield. They overfarm, and they're going for the Night Slash. This is just before Trevenant will reach the Seed Bomb, and that will be taken care of Trevenant. In comes Azumarill, and they're going to save switch into Dusk Noir. Dusk Noir doesn't have a great matchup here, but odds are they're probably weak to Obstagoon in the back, so saving that for later will be quite nice. And actually, the Azumarill ended up shielding the Ominous Wind, maybe an unfamiliarity with Dusk Noir's moveset, and there it is. I was wondering what was going to be so weak to Obstagoon in the back, and it appears it is a Galarian Stunfisk. Galarian Stunfisk thought about going for the farm down, decides against it, and is going to go for the Rock Slide. Rock Slide takes out Dusk Noir, and back in comes Obstagoon. But this is pretty close to Rock Slide range. Obstagoon will commit the shield, farming up quite a bit, and now they're going for the Cross Chop. Cross Chop will just about take out G-Fisk at this range. G-Fisk taken out by that plus a counter. Back in comes Azumarill, and now it's going up against Gothitelle. These charms doing quite a bit of damage, but Gothitelle has no shields. Play Rough will do a lot of damage. Can Gothitelle reach a charge move? Yes, they can. They are able to reach the Rock Slide. This will not KO, but it is going to get that Azumarill quite low, and Azumarill is able to reach another move. This will take out the Gothitelle, and now it's all up to Obstagoon. Obstagoon, with the leftover energy, is going to be able to reach the Night Slash. Night Slash taking care of Azu, and that is a good game. Hopping to the final match, leading Obstagoon into Skarmory. Pretty neutral lead overall, but I'd say definitely nice to see it on the lead, so that way you can keep it away from the Charmer in the back. Unfortunately, the Skarmory did desync at the start, starting the match a turn behind, which you absolutely hate to see. Skarmory is going to be firing back with the Sky Attack. Obstagoon knows it can only be a Sky Attack, and they are able to survive it. And now they're going for the Night Slash. This will not KO Skarmory, but it will get them quite low. Skarmory able to hang on, but Obstagoon is able to reach another Night Slash. Skarmory will be taken out if they decide to let it through. They commit the shield on the CMP tie, and Obstagoon is going to let itself get taken out. They're going to bring in Dusk Noir, and Dusk Noir is able to get an energy lead. Skarmory taken out. What do they have in the back? And they have a Alolan Marowak. And this is where having Dark Pulse will be nice. This will hit for some nice damage. Dark Pulse is able to grab the final shield. At this point, I think you just shield everything, because if they're bringing in a Alolan Marowak, odds are they very well could be quite weak to Dusk Noir in the back. Dusk Noir farming up and able to reach another Dark Pulse. Dark Pulse, big damage, taking out the Marowak, and they have Toxicroak in the back. And at this point, this game is over. You can very safely let this through, bring in Gothitelle, and that is a good game. All in all, these were some incredibly fun battles featuring the Triple Emo theme team. I've really enjoyed running theme teams as of late, so seeing a member of the community try one out and have some decent success with it as well is honestly really cool to see. And along that note, since I have been enjoying running theme teams so much, let me know down in the comments what kind of theme team would you like to see next, and who knows, your idea may even end up in a future video. Anyways, thank you guys so much for watching. If you're enjoying the content, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you haven't. And a special thank you, as always, to our members here on YouTube. The support you guys provide is absolutely incredible. So thank you guys oh so very much. And until next time, I've been HomeSliceHenry.